have some hot topics to share.
Sigue. ¿Cuándo?
Well, she continues to be just the most outstanding sprinter in a long time. Mrs. Shelly-ann Fraser-Pryce broke a 40-year-old Pan American Games 200 meters record. The previous record, 22:45, she did 22:43. This is in Lima, Peru. Evelyn Ashford set that record in Puerto Rico in 1979. Whew.
How amazing is this woman?
She says it's been a long time since I broke the record, so I feel great about it. And it was cold in Lima. So can you imagine? She says, my coach told me to run the first half very hard, and I decided to go for it from the gun. We were all cold out there, but I wasn't too worried about the cold. I was just worried about everyone behind me. She says she's still working on getting a perfect finish, and her goal now is to break Elaine Thompson's Jamaican record and win the gold at the World Championship. This is the race right here. And she's covered everyone already. The pocket
My
rocket.
word. Looks like a great day, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did very well at the Pan American Games. Elaine Thompson won the gold in the 100 meters also. We won gold in the discus. We won gold female shot put, I think. Yeah, I think we won about 7 gold medals. So
Do you have some disappointments as well?
I think the relays. Yeah, I think the relays, maybe. But we did really, really well.
Good job.
Yeah, fantastic.
Team. Mommy Rocket, you're amazing.
Yeah. What about this next one now? This one is interesting.
Don't know what to make of it.
It's interesting to say the least.
A lot of folks, lots of conspiracy theories being floated, and apparently the ME came out yesterday and didn't definitively say whether or not
it was a suicide.
It was a suicide, which raises even more questions, they say. But Jeffrey Epstein, for those of you who were following this case abroad, around this alleged okay, we're going to say sex offender, or should we say pedophile? We could say either. Held and awaiting trial in prison, and Saturday morning they found him hanging in his cell in a case of apparent suicide, which means any criminal charges that existed cannot obviously now be brought against him. And
did he not attempt to do this a couple weeks ago? He attempted
to do this maybe 2 weeks ago or so. Yeah. So a lot of folks are asking, with a case this high profile and important, how was he not monitored more frequently? Is there another explanation?
And he was on suicide watch.
Well, they claim he had been off suicide watch now. He was on suicide watch, but he was no longer on suicide watch. But folks are saying there are cameras there, so folks should know exactly what would have happened when. Case will continue though, because he apparently did this the day after some documents were unsealed.
Yep.
And there are more documents to be unsealed. And so folks are saying perhaps he felt like everything was closing in on him and there was nothing he could do. He obviously was not loving life in jail and was paying his lawyers to come and spend time with him so that he didn't have to go up to the yard with the other prisoners. So he was really having...
66 years old and ran the risk of being incarcerated for 45 years. So I think he kind of realized, he was at the end of the road. But it still seems strange that he killed himself, or they're saying that he killed himself. Back home, fire at one of our children's homes. I think it was up in the Gordon Town area. The great news is no lives were lost.
Thank you, Jesus. Yep. I was so
scared
when I heard the place was on fire.
So they said the kids were moved to an adjoining facility where they were tended to by staff and volunteers while firefighters continued cooling down operations. All 41 wards of the state who were occupying the main building at the time were all safe and accounted for, which is brilliant news, as Sim said. In Sagicor, They've pledged to donate $1 million towards relief efforts at the Jamaica National Children's Home.
I know Nestle on the weekend was helping them with food because they had some immediate needs. I'm sure more of corporate Jamaica will jump in this week to try and help them.
They say the damage is estimated at $150 million. So they were asking for clothing and food items and stuff. So if you could help.
Another fire at another children's home.
Apparently you could drop it off at the auditorium where, Kareem? At the children's home. So if you...
At which children's home? At this children's home?
Yeah, apparently it's...
Is that the only place?
I think it's the upstairs. I don't think it's the whole thing that... I think.
Well, if the upstairs burn them, then it's going to affect the...
I don't know, but apparently they said you could drop it at the auditorium. So if you can help,
Jamaica National Children's Home?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We're just glad everybody's okay.
What's the last one?
Gayle passes Lara's Windies run record in 300th ODI. Chris Gayle on Sunday became the all-time high West Indian run scorer in one-day international cricket. The match was apparently already a historic landmark for Gayle, as it is his 300th ODI, which means what, Snowbell?
He broke Lara. Lara played in 299, so he's the only West Indian to go to 300.
What ODI mean?
One day international,
right.
50 over game. So 50 over game.
Okay, so history for Chris Gayle.
So the most runs in one-day internationals as a West Indian, the most one-day international games as a West Indian. Remember he said he would retire after the World Cup, and I think he wanted this record, which is the reason I think he played a couple of the games. The West Indies lost, by the way, in the Duckworth-Lewis, which just means because of the rain, they kind of average a score. So say you made 300, but then the rain caused you not to bat the same amount of overs. So they say, all right, if you make 220, you would still win because of how they work out. These gentlemen, Duckworth and Lewis, came up with this way to figure it out. So we lost the game. So we lost. I think we're down. We're down 1-0 because one was rained out, and there's still another one to go. But congrats to Chris Gayle, and I think he may retire now. So if you do that, sir.
I doubt it.
Well, he did say he was going to finish.
Yeah, but.
And a lot of the older West Indian cricketers came out and said, yeah, don't play him. He must finish now. He's 39 and it's time him pack up and go home. So.
Not going to play.
Well, it's up to the selectors now, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's up to the selectors. So even if he says he wants to play, the selectors might say, well, no, we're going to go with some younger people.
But why would you, if he's still firing, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, apparently he didn't fire that well in these last couple of games because he only made 11, but it was enough for him to get to the record. So congrats.
Okay.